Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing paper clips with my Bumblebee paperclip party. So you have multiple different styles of paper clips here, and this is a printed version kit. They'll come in sheets like this with a little bit of instructions. But one thing I want to show you is right here you have some solid colors. That is to help you find the lines to cut. You'll see it on different ones to make life easier. So, besides for the paper kits, you'll see this is all we're going to be making here. You're going to need some tiny paper clips and at least 2 big paper clips. I am also using liquid glue. That's not even my liquid glue, sorry. That is my glue stick and then my liquid glue. I also have my bone creaser here. And I personally am working off a silicone mat. It helps keep the glue a little more organized. So, I'm not going to be able to pull all these out as I work, but I'm going to do my best I can. And let's get started. So, you have the first thing first. You have an option of inking or non-inking. I am not inking any of these, but it would be great with some browns or blacks. The first paper clips I pulled to the side to work on are these right here. I'm really not having a great name for them right now, but as you can see what they are. These are going to be the simplest ones, and we'll go from there. So this is going to be the easiest because the lines are a little hard to see right here, but all you're going to have to do is fold on that line. And just what I'm doing here is I'm just lining them up at the bottom as well. And then I'm pressing down. And then I'm also getting my bone creaser and then pressing again. So this one's going to be a simple one. Oh, I also have an assortment of clips here to help hold as my glue sets. Because the liquid glue I use normally takes about 5 minutes to set. So this is the one I will use the bigger paper clips for, and the only one I'm going to use a bigger paper clip for. You don't have to use a bigger paper clip at all. This is just optional. On these I did not, but I'm wishing I had to start with, so I'm just going ahead and doing it. So that is our start point where you have those folded and paper clipped. Now you're going to take this other sheet that's the white with you have this black line right here. You're literally just going to fold this in half again. I'm going to do both of them at the same time. Alright. This is where you have the choice of go ahead and using your liquid glue or your stick glue. On this one, I am actually using both just because I want to make sure this has a good stick. So I'm going to move the finished pieces apart and the embellishments over to the side here for a minute. So I'm just going to rub my stick glue all the way down both sides. And that should hold. But as I know myself, I'm going to add extra glue. So I'm going to do some glue right here in the middle. And then go down the sides and the bottom as well. And you'll notice I got a little on my mat. And that's one reason I like these mats. Is because I can easily take something and wipe it off with in a minute. So I'm going to just take the clip now where we have it. Center this to my best of my ability. It's not going to be perfect, I can tell you that now. And press down on one side. Flip the other side that is glued over like so. And I'm going to clip this because it has both liquid and regular glue. And by the time I got that liquid glue on, I'm probably accidentally let that other glue dry. Knowing me, I took too long. So this one is clipped. This one I'm only going to do the liquid glue on. The others you'll be seeing more of the stick glue. And this will give it a little bit more wiggle room. At the same time, it will still hold. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the other one, where I did the liquid glue before, where I do a good glob in the middle and just go around the whole edges and kind of do a line. If it gets a little blobby like I just accidentally did there, this is not going to be the end of the world on. If I'm working on a pocket, it will be. But this is the only one that will not have a pocket. If you're wondering why I keep picking up this is to make sure my tip doesn't clog up on me as I'm working. It just goes right in. I'm also going to clip this one. And the other one hopefully will be set in a minute so we can do the next part, which will be all stick glue, which will be adding the extra decor. I'm holding this off screen. Sorry about that. So you see I have it lined up as best of my ability. That's a little off-centered, but I'm okay with that. It makes it a little bit more unique. You just clip it however much you want. Like so. Now, like I said, I'm letting these sit for a minute. I'm going to let that one sit while I work on this one. This one should have had enough time to sit to let me make sure there's no glue I need to wipe off before it sets too bad. But as you can see, that it's pretty well set now. With the glue I use, which is Barely Arts. It normally sets in 5 minutes, but they do recommend letting it sit for a good 24 hours before doing anything. So next I'm just going to take my little embellishment piece. This is the only one that has the embellishment pieces on it for this kit. There may be some in the future that have some, but right now they do not. And I'm just putting it right where I want it. There's so many places you can put it. Like instead of putting it right in the middle, you can put it up at top, you can put it at the bottom, or you can leave it off all together. Alright. With the bigger paper clip, you're going to press it down a little bit to get it to curve with it. But there we go. And let's get the other one done real quick, and we'll move on to our next project. And all these are hidden paperclip projects. And you'll see me using lots of clips. I'll probably be doing multiple ones sitting as I glue, and then I'll show you them as they dry a little more as we move forward, instead of just doing this one bundle at a time. But that is how I personally work. And I do not have these in particular order, even though they're printed in a specific order. I did not keep them their way. So here's our set that we just made that match these. I'm going to set these over here behind me so they don't get messed up. And let me grab my next one. So this one here has two different end styles. And again, that has the glue with it, the colorings on the outside to make it easier so you can see and cut the line correctly. So this is the two clips we're working with. Alright, so here is going to be the fun and not confusing part at the same time. When I was playing with the design, I even nearly messed up completely. So I'm going to work on one at a time. No reason to jump in. Instead of folding this flat down this way where the sides go away from each other, we're going to fold where the clip is, imagery, together, where white shows only. This will make sense here in a few minutes. Before I put the clip on, I continue to fold. But this time I'm going to see what happens as I put the clip on, because sometimes as it may change the way things fold or not fold. So the clip goes right there now. Now we're going to, you have your tag side here, you see the print. We're going to flip it where we don't see the print. You're going to fold up to where we do not see the gray, but you see the full design there. Press that down, fold down, and your print, you maybe have a better fold than I do. Mine are a little off with my clip, and that's one reason I'm recommend inking some. And then you're going to fold your design here up and fold these tabs in. I do all my folding before gluing for a reason. That way you have everything lined up, ready to go. So you can either use your bone creaser or not. I'm not using it this time. So we have our piece here. So basically that's how it's going to lay where the clip's there. These two pieces here on my left side is what I'm gluing. And we're only gluing on the white surfaces. And then I'll glue up a little bit around the clip. Press that side down. Glue around the clip again. And press this other side down. I'm going to put my cap back on because I don't want my glue to... Now we're going to... and I forgot to say I'm using a small paper clip here. From now on, after that one we just did, everything's going to be small paper clips. We have these little tabbies. I'm taking my liquid glue and doing just a straight line of not too thick of glue. And I'm just folding it down. And if it leaks out, I'm going to wipe it off real quick. And then also I'm going to do is clamp these. So it has time to set in the correct spot. But I'm watching for glue because I don't want them to glue shut either. So that one is done. You'll notice a pattern with this. We'll be basically doing the same fold over and over from now on. But we're going to go ahead and do them all, because some of these have extra cuts that we add to them. And I don't want to mix that up and forget to do that. So again, we're taking where the paper clip folds and folding those inward where the pattern does no longer show. Crease that down. Add a clip. Fold up. Crease. Fold down. Crease. And then fold the little pocket. And then fold the tab of the little pocket. And then you're just going to re-glue again, just like we did last time. And that is how most of these paper clips are going to be made. And this one, also you can use tape or tape runner as well if you don't want to use your glue sticks. But just some good craft glue, liquid glue would also work and hold it all the way down. I know some people just prefer using glue, that type of glue, over using the stick glue altogether. So that is really up to you. And I'm just going to clamp the side where it holds. So those are that. I'm going to move these two that we just made off to the two that was already pre-finished off to the side. While those sit, we'll move on to our next one. Because time I get done with the next one, I can take the clips off that one. Alright. So this one has multiple pockets on it. And it is this, hold on, let me grab the right design. It is this one right here where you have a front pocket here, and a back pocket that I glued a little tighter than I meant to. There. So this one has multiple pockets, so it'll be a little bit more gluing with the liquid glue. But like every design, you notice this gray piece here is never showing. That helps you a little bit. So again, you're going to fold right where the paper clip is to the best of your ability. This one's a little harder because it does not have the curved edges. If you want to, you can fold it where the design shows first, then this way. I try not to over crease my pages, so I'm not doing that. I'm sliding the paper clip on. And now I'm just going to start flipping over, finding my the end of the gray to the design, fold and press down. You'll notice the design does show some there. Fold over and press down again. And this time I'm going to actually use my board instead of just holding it. You're going to also fold the first pocket here. And so like that. And we're going to flip this in and fold again. And now we have everything folded. We're just going to do the same thing we've been doing with the glue. First I'm using my stick glue, or like I said, you could use liquid again. You'll be waiting a lot longer for everything to set and dry. And sometimes I come up here on this side by the paper clip and add a little extra glue. I don't always, but I try to remember to do it every now and then. And we're going to fold that down so we have all the glue stick done. The first part's going to be easy. We're just having a single line to glue, and we're going to go ahead and clamp it. I actually did a little zigzag on that one and didn't even realize it. So we're going to clamp that for a second. I'm going to undo these two that we just made. They've had enough time for the glue to set. So here's how they turned out. If you crease a little bit more with your with something like the back of your scissors, you won't have as many pop-ups like this one. But I really don't mind that. So those are there. Alright. We're going to work with this one now. And one thing I'll recommend, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, is cut a page, do that page, and then go to the next page. If you're following along with me, I'm really not sticking to the order of the pages. I'm folded those and I'm putting glue on them. So you'd have to kind of look at the designs and figure out where I'm working. In this one, I'm doing a little bit different. I'm putting that one pocket, that one tab behind this piece here before I put it down. And I'm just pressing it right on down. And while I'm getting the back prepped, I'm going to clip this so it can hold, because it'll be reclamped again in a minute once I get this folded and glued. So we're going to fold all three sides on this one, glue it, and it'll be going on the back. As you can see earlier, when I did this one, I did not get it completely lined up, or this time I did. So where you see a line here, you won't see it there. That is one reason you have to be kind of careful with your lines and foldings if you don't want certain things to show. Or if you're inking, it covers it up perfectly. For this time, I chose not to ink. One of these I may ink later. We'll see. Not tonight, but in the future imagery. And I may try to add some more embellishments also in the future, which normally I like doing an embellishment video at a later time. So I just put all three of those tabs have glue on them. I'm just going to fold it to the bottom here and press it down. And we're just going back to clipping it to give the glue time to set. That's why I wasn't worried about these front pieces. So that is another one done. I think I have two more designs, or maybe three more designs. I'm not sure. Three more. I should know my own designs, but I don't off the top of my head. So this one is nearly identical. You have it. Let me find them both. Basically, you'll notice the paper clip just goes the opposite way on these. That is the only difference. And then the one has a swoop cut, and you can tell I did not get the page spooled right, and the one has the straight cut again. So let's get to it. We're going to fold this where the white shows, where the gray and the clip part right here fold together. Take a clip, slide it to the middle. Flip it over to where you have the smaller side of the clip, or the whatever side. Fold it to where you have the gray crease there. Crease down. Fold the other side. And for some reason, no matter what I am doing, I have a little spot here that I would happily ink if I've taken time to ink. But I can easily run some ink over it later as well. And then decide how far you want to fold this in. I'm going ahead and making the crease where it normally is supposed to be, instead of making it line up all the way. I am now folding the edges. Let me set that down. And we are just repeating again with the glue. Even with, I feel like I'm teaching chainmail right now and saying we're repeating again, because with chainmail, you just repeat the same pattern over and over. And now I'm literally pretty much, even though I'm doing different designs, we're just literally gluing and folding with my paper. So I'm just folding the glue over with. I may have accidentally got off screen and not meant to. Add the glue. I forgot to put its pan in, so hopefully yep, there it goes. Okay. And we're just going to, even though it's not 100% perfect, that's okay. Because if I want to, I can come back and add some ink to it later. So this one is glued. So that one is this design right here. And you can tell I don't have as much overlap this time as I did last time. The one we just finished before it is finally set. So I'll put that to the side. Alright, let's do the one that's nearly identical to it, just the opposite direction and a little bit different cut. And if you can tell why I'm calling it a party pack, it's because y'all are getting multiple of these in your for paper clips to make. These are great gift ideas. Know someone who loves bumblebees? This would be perfect for them. I know I have not folded that yet, but I'm going to hand glue this time and move it a little quicker if I push my glue up. Okay. There we go. We're going to fold and fold again. Now, I switched it up this time where I didn't fold the tab in first before I glued. I was just curious, and so I'm now folding it in. And then I'll do the tabs, glue it, and clip it. A couple of these designs are really close together, just very slightly different. Others are a little more spaced out. So I put glue on again with the liquid, and I'm pressing it down. If you have small tape, this would be a perfect time to use it, because then you wouldn't have to sit here waiting for these to sit. So I finished these two designs with a lot less flap showing. So let me set those off to the side. Alright. We're going to do another one that has both front and back. And it has a couple extra tabs on it like one of the others we have done. And as y'all are familiar, we're just going to keep doing the folds. I know it gets annoying to listen to me say fold, fold, fold. So And like, I have not with these tried the bigger paper clip. If that's something you want to try, you're more than welcome to it on these besides that one that I did earlier at the very beginning. And then I've noticed sometimes when I'm folding, the folds don't line up just right for some reason. And it has to do with the paper clip. So also your paper clip will throw off your design, no matter what you do. Go ahead and fold that up. So this one I'm just going to fold a little higher, where you see a little bit of the other side design, but that won't hurt me on that. And we're going to go ahead and get this glued down after I get the tab folded. And then we'll work on the extra add-on parts, which are pockets again. So fold that over. I would love suggestions of what other paper clips you'd like to, patterns you'd like to see in my party pack as I go forward. I'm going to go ahead and unclip these and move these that we just did a minute ago off to the side again. Alright, so I got that glued down. Of course it's popping up a little, but that's okay. This one here will go right here over that, and this one here will go here on the back. You just, like every other time, we're just folding sides, tabs down, gluing them, and clipping them to let them dry for a minute, and moving on. I know I'm getting off screen a couple times here with the folding, but my back appreciates me sitting backwards for a second instead of forward. So just like this right here. I'm going to go ahead and lift that clip. And I'm going to go ahead and clip these. I don't know why I didn't grab the same clip instead of reaching over. Down like that. So we just did the side. Now I'm going to work on folding the back while I let that sit for a second. Where we're going to fold 3 sides and glue them. And then stick it on again. Something fun you could do is make little hidden note tags to put in these. But I'm leaving them blank right now until I come up for sure what I need or want in them. So, again, we're just going to squeeze glue. I have not been putting my pin back in, so I'm very well gambling as I'm working on these. Got a little glue where I didn't need to be. And now, you can decide which way you want it. If you want it this way. I think I'm going to go this way this time, which is the opposite of what I did last time. And I'm just going to clamp all the sides down. I'm actually going to use multiple clamps on this one, more than I have on the others, to make sure it stays good and glued. So this one has just been made. Alright. While that is setting, we have our last 2 to make. And these are pretty straightforward ones. The only difference is the cut here. And this one, like I said, I have a background that shows you to where you can see where you cut it, because of the white there makes it harder to cut. So this one here and here, as you can tell, I cut a little different because I did not have the background before to make it easier to cut, so we improvised. And that's one reason I went back and made sure I add that background for y'all. So again, we're folding the gray in where the paper clip is here to the honeycomb on this one. Putting a paper clip on and centering it as best you can. Folding this up over. Pressing it down as best I can. And then folding that tab up. And I'm going to fold the tabs in. And then we'll be doing the glue. Oops, sorry. I forgot to mute something. It'll be just 1 second. Sorry about that. I'll try to remember next time to mute. Okay. So I just put my stick glue down. So we're folding again. Pressing that down to get it stuck. And just putting some glue on the tabs. And if I got a little right there, I'll grab it. And I'm just going to press the tabs down. Grab a clip. Can clip it. We have one more to do, but this one, now that we just did up here, should be dry. Sometimes the glue bubbles, and that's one reason why I let it just set to the minimum amount, so I can wipe off that bubble glue. Because no one really wants that on their piece. And that's one reason my hands get really sticky as I am working. So that one's done. Alright, let's get our last one folded, shall we? As you are very familiar with by now, I'm getting glue pills on this. We're going to fold in as best of our ability to line it up. Like I said before, if you rather fold where you can see the crease and then refold, you're welcome to that. I don't like creasing mine more than I have to because I like to have that extra strength. We're going to fold up, press, rotate, fold down, press, fold up again with that little tab area, and then fold the two tabs in to create our pocket. And I'm grabbing that before it rolls off my desk. Alright. We're just glue sticking it first. I'm putting the lid on this time so it doesn't roll. Folding it over and pressing it down good. But one reason I like, as you can see, I'm peeling up some glue right there. That's why I like using my silicone mat, is it makes it so much easier to clean up. I'm putting some glue on each side. I'm going to fold this one up also. Clamp each side. And give that a minute to sit. While I do that, I'm going to bring the others that we've already done while I'm letting these two sit so you can see everything we just did. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. And I'm happy to answer. So here's what we started with. And we kept going from small. Which way does this one go? This one goes like that. Bigger designs. Like I said, all Bumblebee. And at some point I will embellish these out, but this is what we're doing. Very simple, very cute, and easily giftable. So I'm going to unclip this one here, but not the other one because it's not set yet. And then this one's just a single pocket, like that. That's the exact same thing, just a little different cut there. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you liked my Bumblebee paperclip party set. And like I said, I would love to know what styles you'd like to see. Bye, everybody.